President Obama's promise to Congressman Stupak that he would sign an executive order to prevent abortion funding. And now the Republican, a lot of them, and even the Catholic organization is saying that he won't honor this promise and it doesn't mean anything. Well, let me remind you that when President Bush vetoed stem cell research using the embryo, he was applauded for saving lives. And it didn't happen. He said it wouldn't happen, and it didn't, by his executive order. So why people think Obama won't keep his promise, that this is just politics, I don't know. I might say that I am like Stupak. I am a pro-life Democrat. But I voted for Bush because he was pro-life and because the candidate was pro-choice. And I did not vote for Obama for the same reason. Because McCain came out strongly for pro-life, and so I voted for him. But when it comes down to the health care plan, now, I'm for the health care plan. I am for the working poor. I'm for people, everyone, to benefit from government programs, not just a section. I'm a senior citizen, and I think the senior citizens have taken a big piece of the pie in recent years with drug coverage, Medicare, and I'm in subsidized housing. I don't have to worry about picking up my extra because my income is low enough to qualify for state aid to cover, which I don't know how long that will last. But I think that the working poor deserve a health care plan. And I think it's too easy for Republicans, who are all seem to be so much against this, to not see how many obstacles there are in place for the minorities to get the good jobs, to make the money. It's like they're all saying that we're all equal when it comes to this, our opportunities in America. Well, I'm a Democrat because I felt the Democratic Party did more for minorities, for civil rights. I thought it was a shame that blacks, African Americans were supposed to be equal, and yet they were still being treated shamefully in America. And I felt the Democratic Party did more and by championing civil rights. So when we have the first African American president we have ever elected, and he was elected by all the people, I think that it behooves all the people, Republicans, Democrat, to show a certain amount of respect for the president. Now, Democrats may not have shown this kind of respect for President Bush, many may feel. And this is true, that each party tends to get into habits of denigrating the other party. For example, Bush was very much criticized for entering the war with Iraq, or declaring war, without having good enough reason. Well, the Democrats forgot that they had also voted that it was 9/11, that there was a state of very much upset about what to do about such a huge terrorist act as 9/11 proved to be. So it's hard. It's hard for the people in each party not to get too hateful, too denigrating of the faults of the other, But I think we've got to be extremely careful not to fan, you might call the people who are mentally unstable, who are violent. We can't encourage the violence of reactions without possibly bringing down on our heads some tragedy that all of us are going to suffer from. We are not going to escape if we have acts of violence in this country that can compare with what happened because of civil rights, because of what Kennedy did possibly to quell organized crime, as well as civil rights. We have to try very hard to see the other side and to be civilized and respectful in the way that we express our opposition. Not just scream and holler and quarrel and not show signs of reason. I think Obama, just by speaking to Notre Dame and by talking to the Pope, I think that he went way beyond what I would have expected to seek counsel, to talk to the people who were opposing abortion. And if he promised Stupak that he would issue an executive order, I think that we can have faith that he'll do it. So let's wait and see before we start saying he won't. Because I think this president is showing wisdom, and I think he'll come through on his promises.